Welcome to a little bit of a different video. Try and ignore my rumbling stomach in the background. But I did this for State of Decay a while back where I looked at the sort of change log for a new update and sort of discussed it, and it was actually kind of cool, and I really enjoyed doing it, and I thought it would be really cool to do it for the new Cliffs and Caves, or Caves and Cliffs, or who knows, Raves and Cliff Richard. The new update that will be dropping in the summer of 2021 for Minecraft, Java, and Bedrock. I sat and watched the Minecraft live, and I know it's been a couple of days. I tried to do a video where I kind of looked around an old world and spoke about this, and it didn't really feel right. I didn't really have it planned. I didn't have all of the changes, to my in my hand at the moment, so that I could actually go through them and talk about them. But I kind of wanted to give my opinion and how it's going to affect my survival play through that I'm doing at the moment, if we still have it in a year's time, which I'm really hoping we do, because I adore that world. But it is going to affect that world quite a lot. So we're going to go through all the changes that are going to get added in the new update, and I am so excited for some of these, and some of them I don't want at all. So buckle in for some controversial moments and opinions, because your boy does not want cave updates. Oh dear. So let's start off with a good thing. Let's start off with a very good thing. Lush Caves. Lush Caves look phenomenal. They dropped quite a few pictures of Lush Caves. There seems to be some sort of, I think it looks like you can get clay in them. There's new sort of vine plants. There's these petal plant things that give off little effects which look amazing. There's also something that I don't really think anybody noticed, but there seems to be some kind of grass carpet that you can place, and I have no idea what that is, but I want it. I would like it ASAP. It looks like some sort of astroturf, fake grass that you can put down. Or real grass, whatever, but it looks like grass that you can place in the form of a carpet. I don't know if there's going to be a multiple of those, but they keep on teasing a mud biome and muddy mobs, so I'm really hoping that this all comes together eventually. But the Lush Caves, we're starting off strong. That's my favourite part of the new update. I'm so excited to get new plants and new nature to decorate with, and to mess around with, and I cannot wait for it. So the Lush Caves are a yes, and apparently come with new trees, Azalea Trees, which I'm also super fucking excited for. Now the Azalea Trees looked like just normal oak trees, but with different leaves, which I'm okay with. I can cope with that. It's a bit of a shame if they don't have their own sort of special kind of wood. I would kind of expect it to produce sort of pinkish planks. I don't know why, I just feel like pinkish tinted planks would make sense, but I'd be totally fine if they produce green tinted planks or something. Anything. I am fine with all additions to any kind of wood that gets added to the game. But really excited to see whether Azalea Trees get some kind of retexture or get their own blocks in some way, but even the leaf blocks look really cool for that. Lush Caves are also the home to, what are they fucking called? How do you pronounce that? Axolotls, which look like some sort of Pokemon. I think it's been compared to Vaporeon, or some sort of evolution of Eevee, and I think they look great. And if you tame them and take them to a Guardian Temple, they will help you fight the Guardian, which is even more awesome. I love that that's an interaction that they're adding into the game. The fact that this animal that they're adding in, I think it's a real animal, isn't it? I think it's a real endangered animal, and they're adding it in because it's endangered, like they did with the bees, and I think that's brilliant. I love that. I think it's amazing. It's really cool to get just a small mob, but it just makes things a little bit deeper in the game. Something else that I'm also really excited for, while we're staying on the pros of what they've announced so far: Dripstone Caves and the Deep Dark biome. The Deep Dark looks fucking terrifying. We're going to talk about that in a minute. The Dripstone Cave, they've pretty much confirmed that they're going to have stalagmites and stalactites, and I don't know if you're going to be able to pick them up. I fucking hope so, because decorating with those is going to be amazing. I hope that you can get different size variations for them, and I'm really, really excited to see how it turns out. And they've said that you can put a cauldron underneath them, and it will drip water into the cauldron, and like it's a reusable like water source. That's amazing. Really, really cool for having an underground base. There's just like, I don't really know much about that side of the update, but it looks really, really cool. I'm excited. When we started watching the Minecraft live stream, I said to my friend, I really hope that they announced stalactites and stalagmites. It's a cave update. I really hope we get them. And luckily we have. Now the Deep Dark comes with, of course, the Warden, which is a new hostile mob. A blind hostile mob that works through sound and vibrations in the game. So if you're not really near him, he won't really bother you. But as soon as you sort of get close enough to trigger him, you're fucked. He's going to take like half of your hearts down, even if you've got full armor, which is horrifying. The design of him is amazing, really, really cool, unlike anything that we've really got in Minecraft. Like, it's close to an Iron Golem, but not really. I think it looks amazing, absolutely terrifying, and I'm not going to be rushing down into the Deep Dark. Oh, yes I am, because there's some kind of deep dark stone that they're adding into the game. Because, why not? Because we like making Charlie's life a living fucking hell. So yeah, they showed in the live stream that they didn't really like point out any of the specific blocks really and talk about what they were going to be called or anything. I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't got names. But there's some kind of stone, deep dark stone. I'm assuming it's going to just be called dark stone, which I'm fine with. I've wanted like dark stone bricks and stuff for so long, ever since seeing Shin's Let's Builds and him having like light and dark stone bricks. I've wanted dark stone bricks for ages, so I'm really, really excited to see those enter the game. If they are, I'm hoping that we get a lot of new blocks with these biomes. We've also got goats. We've also got some fucking goats. Before we go on to goats, I think this goes on to like the cliff side of the update. The cave generation is completely changing, as I'm sure you've seen with a lot of the trailer or video footage and screenshots and whatever. This is probably the only thing that I dislike. I'm not a big fan of underground caverns. I think it's going to make things insanely more difficult when it comes to caving. And as somebody who's a builder who doesn't really specialise in spelunking and caving, it's not that great of an update for me. I would be perfectly fine with all of these updates getting added in with the current cave systems that we've got, but at the same time, I guess it is kind of cool. It does give me some kind of like underground city kind of vibes. I think there was like a Fable 2 DLC set in an underground city, so I am kind of excited to experiment around with those creative ideas. But overall, I think when it comes to mining, it's going to be way more difficult to mine. That's the only reason why I don't really like it. The glow squid was the mob that got voted. That won't be discussed today because it is an incredible loss for the Minecraft community that the fucking glow squid got voted. Just a retextured squid. Just let that sink in. I cannot believe it. Like, I'm angry. I'm angry that we got a squid. A fucking squid. We've had an aquatic update. Oh, we got a squid. I blame Mr. Beast. It was all going fine, and I was like, oh, it's fine. The piss cow hasn't won, which, it's a shame. I voted for the piss cow. I can cope with the Iceologer, and then Mr. Beast came along and commented, and it just swayed the vote massively. And, yeah, I blame Mr. Beast. Still haven't watched one of your videos. Anywho, goats. We've got goats. Another thing that, I kind of like the concept of having goats and having, like, a mountain village with a goat farm and stuff. but they look fucking deadly. Like, they look unnecessarily violent. They'll bash into you and send you flying off the snowy mountains, is what it says here. However, it does say that only happens if you annoy them enough. So maybe it's kind of like a llama situation. I guess, like, you know, you've got llamas in the savannah biome, now you've got goats in the mountains. We've got nothing in the desert. That's very strange. But yeah, I don't know, I don't mind it too much. There's definitely worse things about what's been announced. Talking of, crystal and amethyst geodes. Now this, at first, I was so excited. Like, anybody that has sat and watched, like, a Tekkit playthrough wants sapphires and rubies and amethysts, and to be able to make those tools and to just have different tools in the game, and it's nice to have a resource, and look, they're adding copper. But you can't make any tools out of amethysts, fucking crystals, or copper. No tools. So, they're adding in geodes of crystals and amethysts, which are kind of cool. You know, it's nice to have something new that you can collect and find, but you can only really use it for, like, building a telescope and building, like, one or two other things, and otherwise the crystals are useless. And the copper we'll get onto, but I think the caves and the cliffs, I think the crystals and the amethysts, they're really weak. They look cool. And, you know, I'm sure that you can do some really cool role-playing stuff, like having a village that has, like, a crystal and an amethyst mine, and they trade it with people and stuff. But realistically, it doesn't add much to the game. It's just another sort of thing. Copper, which I'm actually kind of excited for copper. It's a really strange one. So it's the first block that they're adding a kind of dynamic into where it can get rusty when just in your world for too long, which is a really, really cool thing, because I'm pretty certain that means we're going to get, like, normal copper, partially rusty copper, and rusty copper, which is cool, but the rusty copper just looks like prismarine, and it's just another bluish, greenish block. I feel like they should have made a way to make it so that maybe you can trigger it or disable it. I don't know. It's a really, really cool thing that they're adding these dynamic blocks into the game, and things could get maybe moldy in the future, or other blocks might be able to get rusty, or even dirty. Some blocks might be able to get cracked or mossy, for example, in the future. But there needs to be some way to control that. Like, if you're just fucking... if you can't control it, then it might turn people off from using it, and I think that's an issue. Another thing that got mentioned around the time of copper was lightning rods, which are the most useful... the most useful. Fuck me. They are the most useless thing that I saw in this entire update, because I'm just like, just turn fire spread off. There's a fire spread option. You know, I guess it's cool if you want to control lightning. Like, if you want to guide lightning to a certain area, but why do you want to? I don't know. There are some things in this update that I'm just really baffled by. I'm like, you could have not put in lightning rods and copper, and instead put in, like, a bundle of ores, and a bundle of tools, and a bundle of armor, or, like, spelunking gear. You could put a rope. Where's rope? You could have put rope in the game. Fucking being able to hold a torch in your left hand in Bedrock. Making a mining hat with the torch on the top. Like, just go all out with the whole mining thing. I want to be able to take an iron helmet and add a torch to it. Like, there's so many options that they could have done, and some of the ideas baffle me. And I feel really bad to say that, because when I was watching the live stream, I don't know her name, but the woman that was presenting it and talking about it had so much passion and seemed so genuinely excited about what they're working on. But I was just watching it, I'm like, I just don't care. Like, I love the passion and she was adorable, but I don't care about a lightning rod or a telescope. Yeah, they're adding telescopes in and you can't really do much with them. Like, it's not like you can attach a telescope to a bow and 360 no-scope someone. Like, what's the point? There's a zoom button on PC, isn't there? Or did they remove it so that they could add the telescope? I don't know. There's some things that I don't know. It's cool that the copper's got a dynamic, so it says... Oh, this is just a prediction, actually, on the article. Never mind, it just says you'll probably need to use a blast furnace to melt the copper ingots into usable materials. That's just bollocks then, isn't it? Anywho, bundles. We're on to something good. Bundles, which are like fetus shulker boxes. I absolutely adore this. I'm so happy that we're finally getting some more inventory management. I was hoping for backpacks. So badly because we're fucking splunkers. Let me take backpacks. Let me put a chest on my back, please. Please. But no, but that's fine. That's fine. Also, if they had put backpacks in, the recipe could have been really, really cool. And we could have used a saddle and a chest. And it's like you're wearing the saddle with the chest attached. Okay, anywho, that's a bit kinky. But bundles are very, very cool. So you're going to be able to put like a handful of things into these bundles, a handful of stacks, like 5 or 6 stacks of items or whatever, fill up this bundle, and you can give the bundles to other people and store them. It's really, really good. Really good, especially for builders, collectors, people that go out and like, you know, you're just picking up fucking God knows how many seeds and bones and rotten flesh and God knows what. I love the bundles. The bundles is easily like one of the best things that they're adding in. The sculk blocks and wireless redstone. So the wireless redstone is cool. I'm happy that they're putting it in. Things are going to now go from like 1 to 10 real fucking quick when it comes to the redstone community. And the sculk blocks look pretty cool. I will definitely be decorating with them. I don't really know how I feel about it as a whole. We're kind of just going to roll with it. And then the final bit, which I've got mixed feelings about, is the archaeology. So something that they're adding in is a brush where you're going to be able to like brush down a block, which might be very, very cool for building. My friend mentioned this. He was like, can you leave a block like that? Like if you brush away a third of a block, can you be like hyper detailed when it comes to building? And I was like, I guess you can if it's like gravel or dirt. But like, you know, I don't really terraform like that. That's not really my style, but it's cool that it might be a thing. So yeah, they're adding a brush so that you can brush away parts of blocks. And you're going to be able to find archaeology dig sites with like a little tent and some brushes and a kiln. And not like a proper kiln, but like a made kiln. And basically you're going to be able to assemble custom pots, which are cool. That's cool. You're also going to be able to find like full emerald blocks and full diamond blocks within these dig sites and collectibles and things like that. That's really cool. Love the roleplay aspect of it. It just seems really slow. The brushing away all the gravel seems like so fucking slow. And I'm trying to like, in my head, I'm like, okay, well, if I found one of these dig sites, would I just hollow the fucker out and turn it into a quarry and go from there? Or would I actually sit there with a brush and brush away every single block with the hope of getting, you know, a block of emeralds, a block of diamonds, part of a pot? So, see, this is why I'm so 50-50 about this update. There's quite a lot in it that is a little bit... They're also adding a new mountain generation, which looks phenomenal, and new trees, like spruce mountain trees, which is also pretty cool. Really, really excited for new mountain generation. I just don't really know how I feel about the update as a whole. It's very... I am impressed. I am impressed with some of the stuff. you know, the new mobs, the Lush Caves, the Dripstone, and the fucking the Down Deep or whatever it's called, the Dark Deep or the Deep Dark. All of that's really impressive, but I think that there are things in this update that could have been left out. And there was a point where they were talking about it, and I was like, kind of like, what the fuck is going on? Like, Minecraft is going in a completely different direction all of a sudden, with telescopes and lightning rods. It's almost like Minecraft's moving into like an industrial era. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What's going on? It's always been some sort of like like medieval kind of vibe with Minecraft, and it's getting more modern a little bit. I don't know how I feel about it, but the plus side is you don't have to use any of this stuff. When it comes to the world, obviously the new biomes, I'm going to have to travel far away. I'm going to be talking about it in a future Deck of Craft episode, about how I'm going to overcome that. I think I might have spoken about it no, I haven't. I don't think I have already. But I'm going to be doing like a Nether hub where I can easily travel like 1,000, 2,000 blocks out, so that then I can discover new lands and get all these new items and bring them back to where we're building our kingdom. So it shouldn't be that much of an issue. I really don't care about oh god, I stretched and it triggered all sorts of stuff. Oh god damn. Oh fuck, sorry. That's embarrassing. Just had an orgasm on camera. Yeah, I'm not really bothered about building in the mountains. I'm not really, like, that looks like a struggle. And like I've said, I'm happy with cave systems that we've got. If we get some trigger nearby, then that's kind of cool, but you know, I don't do any caving on camera. I'm building, so obviously I'm going to take much more of an interest in the building side of the update. So I hope you enjoyed that. It was a little bit longer than I expected, but I wanted to go through everything. There was quite a lot. And that fucking squid, I'm never going to get over it. But yeah, let me know what you thought of the update and what you're excited for. Obviously, you know, this is all just my opinion. I'm not going to judge you if you're excited for a telescope. I'm not going to judge you if you're excited for a squid. I'm not going to well, I might judge you if you're excited for a retextured squid over a moo bloom. Poor moo bloom. And an isolager. But let me know what you thought of it. Don't argue. Feel free to leave a thumbs up or a dislike. You do what you want. I've been Deck of Cards. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.